Hello guys, and welcome to another weekly episode of Sexy Time, and tonight's topic is Scyther. But what? What? It's not Sexy Time? Well, crap. This is supposed to be a new series I want to do that's weekly to keep me on schedule because of my stupid computer I haven't been able to put up anything this entire month and some other bullcrap. So this is a new thing I'm going to try and do. It's a weekly series of every week I talk about a different Pokemon. So let's get into this and let's look at Scyther. Well, to start off, its name is Scyther, which obviously comes from the word scythe because of the massive blades it has on its hands. And on its design, that is a freaking badass design. And even without looking at its, Pokedex entries, you know this Pokemon's gonna put in some awesome stuff. Because it's based off of a praying mantis, and those bugs are awesome. And the thing about this Pokemon, though, is it's a bug flying type. Which, that is weird because the move Fly, it cannot learn it. It cannot learn the move Fly. Even though we see it flying all the time in the anime and stuff like that. But you know what? Never mind that. When we're going to look at its stats, it is a PU Pokemon. So do know it might not be as great as anything like the UUs or OUs or anything there. But the thing is, Scyther can still be pretty viable, because it has the same base stat as its evolution, Scyther. It's just the stats are distributed differently. That's why I always found it, not really an evolution, but more so as a transformation. Now, if they were able to, constantly evolve to one another, that would be pretty cool. But then again, you'd have Scyther, and then he's gonna evolve into the Scyther, and then, I don't know, that Scyther will have Bullet Punch. Who knows? You know what? It would have been just cool if you could have just randomly caught a Scyther and then make that turn into a Scyther, but never turn back. And then if you had a Scyther, you could turn into a Scyther, but never turn back. That would have been interesting. But the case in this, though, is, if I remember, Scyther is has pretty good defenses. Scyther, on the other hand, does not. Scyther has a base defense of 80 on both defense and special defense, which isn't completely bad. But with its low HP at 70, it will not take too many hits very well. And its special attack is 55. That's got to be its worst thing. So most people who use Scythers, they focus on their attack, which is 110, and their speed, which is 15, which that is pretty good for what it is. And in the PU ladder, Scyther might be one of the, in my opinion, one of the best bugs. And if you play just the game, story mode, and stuff like that, Scyther is a really good Pokemon to have by your side. It gets the job done. It stands its ground against Elite Four members and gym leaders. It's quite good. And it has quite a bit of just normal damage, like normal, poison, ghost, steel, all of them, as you can see right here. But it's weak to flying, rock, fire, electric, and ice. And those are pretty common types to, attacks to have. So things like Talonflame's gonna kill it, Tyranitar is gonna kill it. Any of those. And then it is immune to ground, which is obvious because it's a flying type. Then it is resistant to fighting, bug, and grass, which is actually three pretty good typings to be resistant by, at least the fighting and the grass part. The bug, not so much. I believe most Pokemon, not most, but bug is pretty good to be resistant by anything really. Though it's one of my favorite types. And now we're going to look into its abilities, which the abilities are, there's one ability that he has that most people will just use. And sorry if I say he, that's just how I do when I look at Scythers. His first ability is Swarm. This when this Pokemon has 1/3 of its health, its bug-type moves do 1.5 times more damage. So it's like Torrent that you get off of any water starter and all of that, except it's in the bug form, which I do not really like that ability that much. And its hidden ability is Steadfast. Yeah, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And if this Pokemon is Flinch, its speed boost, it's boosted by 1, which is pretty good for people with Fake Out or Iron Head stalling you and stuff like that. That's pretty good. But then, the ability that beats them all, even its hidden ability, surprisingly, Technician. This Pokemon's attacks of 60 base power or less do 1.5 more damage. And that even includes Struggle. And with that, things like Aerial Ace or Vacuum Wave, Pursuit, False Stripe will do more, but it'll leave them at 1 anyway. Things like Fury Cutter, all of those things, even Hidden Power, but you're not going to be using your special attacks. Ominous Wind, those things, those get some really good boost of 1.5. Even Rock Smash. So you can like give him Rock Smash and Cut, and those still will do a little bit of a boost and be able to help you cut trees and break rocks. So in game, it's pretty good. You can make him what was those schemes? MP horror? I forgot what it was. HM horror. That's it. And so basically, from that, it is a really functional Pokemon, and just by looking at it, it's a freaking badass. Now, even in the cartoons back then, I do remember that it'll be like, had rival with Electabuzz. I loved that episode. It slashed people. It was awesome. The only backdraw it had, one of the Scythers in the show was owned by Tracy, and I hated Tracy with a passion. Ugh, he was awful. But he's not as bad as the green-haired guy in the new ones. Brock should really come back. Now with these, I'm just going to let you guys read some of these yourself because a lot of them just repeat themselves quickly. They talk about how Scyther has ninja-like agility and speed. It can create illusions that are more than one. It talks about how its scythes can pierce through logs, like thick logs, like it were nothing with its wicked scythes. And, scythes. Basically, it's just a case of most Pokemon that they have when in a Pokemon Dex entry. It's always the same thing repeatedly. And so I'm just going to give you the two, all 6 generations right here for you guys to see. Just pause and you'll read some of it. And I just basically said the whole thing right to you right there with those 2 lines. That's exactly what they repeat constantly. They talk about how it's also very prideful and all that, how it's a blur and nobody can see it with the human eye, which is really weird since its base stat is only 105. There's far more faster Pokemon that don't get that in their Pokedex entry. And, but yeah, that's all the thing I could say. Stats never really match up with Pokedex entries at all, and which I find that quite funny. So, other things about this Pokemon, I'm just going to say, Pokemon Stadium, I love that Scyther in that game to death, because that Pokemon, Scyther, made everybody the butter-type Pokemon. And when I say that, I mean, like, it just cuts through them like hot butter, and, yeah, nothing survives. It can't do anything. That's basically it. Sexy ass Scyther. I mean, like, and if you give them a rock somehow, screw the Metal Co. If you give them a rock, a stone, it makes their chest more tender, and I didn't even know that. I mean, it was really confusing. And somehow Scyther is a ninja. I didn't compare him to a ninja ever, so apparently he's a ninja. We found out that he has sharp claws on his forearms. And we found out many things today. Not really. You guys probably already know this, but hey, I'm just telling you what it is. This week was Scyther, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me any ideas for next week's Pokemon of the Week, maybe. Or you guys can just tell me to shut up and you don't like these videos. Either way, I'm looking forward to your comments, because It's been a while since I posted anything. I really feel bad. See you guys next time, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I need to think of an outro saying.